Liz, I'd have to check the calendar, but I know that we went to New Orleans and to Tampa near the end of the year, and we had double-digit leads in the fourth quarter of both those games. I know that, until the Steelers started losing games, the Chiefs were playing essentially perfect football. I know that you said Green Bay, outside of one half, had a flawless season, which I found very interesting because I looked and checked when you said it. It was like, oh, they were 13-3. So what were those crappy Chiefs? I was like, oh, they were 14-1 when Mahomes played. So what's that season? Colin, don't do this, man. Don't. I have been the biggest Baker and the Browns supporter. They are going to get annihilated on Sunday in Arrowhead. Ooh. Don't hitch your wagon to them going to Arrowhead against a rested, healthy Chiefs team. Don't do that. You're going to regret it. Just like, and oh my goodness, I know they won, but Joy Taylor, say you wouldn't have lost the bet, but you might not have survived the game because of a heart condition. When Josh Allen fumbled, that's what I was waiting for. All game long, he fumbles, it's right there, and then they pick it up. I still can't get over it. You'd have figuratively had to be covered in ketchup and mustard. Joy Taylor really did save you there, Colin, even though the bet was rescinded.
Well, I will say this, though. The playoffs aren't the same. I mean, Kansas City trailed a bunch. When you watch Buffalo's ability to lose at the line of scrimmage for 3.5 hours and win over probably the best 7 seed we'll ever see in the playoffs, little concern that Buffalo is going to win another playoff game and you're going to have a mustard bath.
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. Listen, I'm in a weird spot because I'm rooting for them, but that would then make me lose the bet and I have to get covered in ketchup and mustard. I understand that. But I can recover from that. I really, really want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I think Buffalo is a far easier opponent for the Chiefs than Baltimore. Baltimore scares me. And Baltimore, if they beat Buffalo and they're hot and they got 2 playoff wins, they came back from 10 down on Tennessee and then beat Josh Allen, that's a scary team. The Chiefs will annihilate Buffalo and Arrowhead the way they annihilated them in Buffalo. I'm not worried about that. But I am a little concerned that the ketchup and mustard could be coming my way. Joy didn't save me the way she saved you. Shows where her loyalties lie. Yeah. But I'm not worried about the Bills beating the Chiefs. They could beat Baltimore. I don't think they will beat the Chiefs. Come on, man. Come on, Colin. Don't do this.
This is Nick Wright.
No, that might be me. That might be me.
So tragic.
That's true.
It's tragic if it happened to me.
Great.
It's not really.
Yeah, it is.
With Nick, it
was going to be tragic.
It's just bad judgment. It's tragic if it happens to me.
I may or may not have heard from the executives a good old thank you for saving you from that. May or may not.
Nick Wright.
I feel like I should get a raise. See you guys.
See you later. All right. And you do deserve a raise. Okay, Urban Meyer, Jacksonville. Is it going to happen? I'll tell you what I'm told. Plus the 7 job openings in the NFL. I'll tell you who I would hire for each one. Not a prediction, just who I would prefer, who I think works. Men across America love Tommy John underwear because they keep everything in place. No more flopping or sticking to yourself. Enough about that. In 2021, everybody is happy with Tommy John. You start every morning in their underwear. Comfortable. Dozens of comfort innovations. Once you've tried Tommy John, why would you try anywhere else? The competing brands don't move like this. 4 times the stretch of competing brands. Non-rolling waistbands. Legs never ride up. 13 million pairs of underwear sold since Tommy John became a company. The no wedgie guarantee. And there's no risk either. Every time you buy, it's the best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Go to TommyJohn.com/herd. Right now, TommyJohn.com/herd, H-E-R-D. And save 15% cleats.
It's so weird.
It's so culty.
It's very, very strange.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks have parted ways with offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. The team announced the decision yesterday, citing philosophical differences, which is a very classy way of saying we are not on the same page. Schottenheimer spent the last 3 seasons running the offense in Seattle. Seattle scored over 30 points in 7 of their first 8 games this season, but they scored more than 30 just once the rest of the year, and that was against the Jets. They really took a pretty quick dive this season.
Can I have one opinion here?
Yes.
Okay, so Pete Carroll wants to run the football. Okay, then maybe don't make the offensive line the weakness of the franchise, number 1. And then number 2, don't draft Rashad Penny in the first round, who's a bust when Nick Chubb's available. Pete Carroll wants to run the football. Your offensive line's a liability, and your running backs, I like Chris Carson, when he's available, but you're asking, this is not a situation like Cleveland where you're like, run the football. Yeah, it's the highest graded offensive line,
right,
and you got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You can do that. Or Cowboys a few years ago, run the football. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick.
Yeah, you have the best offensive line in football, and you have Ezekiel Elliott.
So if you want to run the football, draft better running backs. You whiffed on a first-round pick like 3 years ago.
And put together an offensive line.
Yeah, outside of Dwayne Brown, left tackle. I do like they got a rookie out of LSU, right guard, Jamal, I'm forgetting his last name. Damian Lewis, my bad. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's a big kid. But, I mean, again, the offensive line and the running backs are an issue. Rarely healthy, underachieved, but that's what Pete wants. And I think Schottenheimer probably said, I think we should this is a Russ offense. Let's throw,
Well, to your point, it is a Russ. Well, to Schottenheimer's point, I guess, if that's what he wanted, it is Russ's offense. But offenses need balance. Yes, we know what Russ can do when things fall apart. That's why we know he's spectacular. That's why we know Deshaun Watson's spectacular, because he makes something